Hello, yoga friends. Since it's Christmas Eve, we're just going to keep this one short here, about 15 minutes, but we're going to take it nice and slow. So we're really going to focus in on our attention and breathing as we move through each of the postures. So let's go ahead and get started today. Coming to the top of our mat, so we're just going to roll our shoulders back, standing up nice and tall, lengthening, maybe balancing through the toes and through the feet, grounding, finding that center. Let's inhale, reach our arms upwards, and as we exhale, let's hinge at the hips and reach down towards our toes. Inhale, coming up halfway, nice straight spine. Exhale, plant those hands, walk or jump the feet back, and slowly lower down through that chaturanga. Holding here for just a moment before inhaling up into that up dog. We're just going to hold this for just a little bit, whether it's up dog or cobra. And then as we exhale, let's tuck those toes, lift the hips up and back, coming into our down dog. Just focusing in here on the breath, inhaling and exhaling. Let's take one more breath, inhale and exhale. We're going to go ahead, gaze ahead, slowly walk our feet forward, up to our hands, and then inhale, coming up into that half forward fold, gazing ahead with that nice straight spine. And let's exhale, reach back down towards our toes. Inhale, slowly straightening the spine, reaching up overhead. And let's exhale, coming back to our Samasthiti center. Perfect. Let's go ahead and do that 2 more times with control. So we're standing strong in our mountain pose. Nice and tall. Let's inhale, reach up, nice and high. And let's exhale, hinge forward, reaching down towards those toes. Let's inhale, come up halfway. Straightening that spine as we gaze up ahead. And let's plant our hands as we exhale, stepping the feet back, lowering down through our chaturanga. Inhale, press up into our up dog. And let's exhale, tuck those toes, press back into our down dog. Beautiful work, guys. We're just going to go ahead and hold here for a few breaths, inhaling and exhaling. Let's take one more breath, inhale and exhale. Gazing ahead, let's walk or jump our feet forward, coming up into that half forward fold. And let's go ahead and exhale down into our full forward fold. As we inhale, let's straighten the legs, reaching up overhead, and exhale, coming back to our center. I apologize today for all of the outdoor noises. Had some problems with the house inside, so we're just doing it out on the front porch. So hopefully you guys are all staying in the zone, focusing in and controlling on, ignoring kind of those background sounds. Let's go ahead and move on to our Sun Salutation B. So coming once again to that Samasthiti, standing nice and firm. Let's inhale, bend the knees, sweeping the arms down and up as we inhale. Just holding here. Let's take one more full breath, inhale. And exhale. Let's hinge at the hips, reaching down towards our toes here. Let's take one full breath, just resting here in our forward fold. And let's go ahead, exhale, plant our hands, step our feet back, and slowly, with control, lower down through that chaturanga. Let's hover just above the ground here for just a moment before inhaling, swooping and pressing upwards into that up dog. And let's exhale, tuck those hips, move back into our down dog. We're going to go ahead and prepare for our warrior one here. We're going to hold it a little bit longer than normal. So let's inhale, step that right foot forward, spin that left foot to the side, ground the legs, and let's go ahead, reach up nice and tall, making sure to stamp back that back foot, keeping those arms nice and straight, hips squared forward. Let's take one more full breath. Inhale and exhale. As we inhale, let's lengthen up a little bit taller. And as we exhale, let's hinge at the hips, plant our hands, step our feet back, and lower down with control through that chaturanga. Let's hover here for just a moment once again before inhaling and pressing up into our up dog. And then let's exhale and press back into our down dog. Preparing here for warrior one on the left side. Our left foot's going to come forward, knee to a square. Right foot's going to ground down onto our mat. Take a moment here to really position the feet, rounding them deep into your mat. And let's inhale, reach up and lengthen. Once again, spinning those hips forward, keeping that knee nice and bent, back foot placed flat on the mat. Gaze goes upwards towards those hands. Let's take one more full breath. Inhale and exhale. Let's inhale, lengthen up a little bit higher. And exhale, return those hands back to the mat. Step the foot back, coming to our high plank before lowering down with control through that chaturanga. Let's hover here for just a moment before inhaling, pressing up into our up dog. And then let's exhale and press back and hold here in our down dog. Just taking a few moments to breathe. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's take one more full breath. Inhale and exhale. Gazing ahead, let's walk or jump our feet forward, coming in to that half forward fold before exhaling down into our full forward fold. As we inhale, bending the knees, sweeping the arms up, sitting back into our chair. We're going to hold here for 2 breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. We're going to take one more deep inhale. And as we exhale, let's straighten the legs, straighten the arms, and come up into our Samasthiti. Okay, great work, guys. Like I said, we're just taking this nice and slow because I know it's Christmas Eve and we've all got a lot to do, but it's still good to get down to our mats and get a little bit of practicing in. So let's go ahead and let's do one flow down through our mat, and we'll do some of our closing postures from there. So coming back into our Samasthiti, we're going to inhale, reach up, and let's exhale, hinge at those hips, reach down towards our toes. Inhale, coming up halfway, nice straight spine. And let's exhale, plant those hands, step the feet back, lower down through your chaturanga. Inhale, lifting up into our up dog. And exhale, tucking those toes back, pressing back into our down dog. From here, let's go ahead and come down to our knees. We're going to come to our tabletop, so hands right below the shoulders, knees about hip width apart. And we're just going to do some cat-cows here. So we're going to inhale, lifting that spine up and back, moving into our cat. And as we exhale, let's sag the belly, lifting the chin, gazing upwards as we move into our cow. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale, flowing into cat, rounding that spine up nice and high. And exhale, sinking the belly low, coming into cow. 2 more times. Inhale, rounding up. And exhale, sinking down. Last time. Inhale and exhale. Let's go ahead from here, cross those ankles, roll back into a seated position, extending our feet out, moving into our Dandasana. Once again, I'm keeping those feet flexed, active and engaged. Our hands are going to come into our hips, so we're not just sitting here hanging out. We're straightening that spine. We're locking those bandhas. Remember, we're pulling up from the base of our spine. We're knitting in those ribs. We're tucking the chin, just adding as much length and growth through that spine. We're keeping the feet flexed, active and engaged, adding the length there. Just supporting, using the hands just to support the body in this lengthening pose. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's take one more breath. Inhale and exhale, release. Crossing the ankles, bringing the knees in, grabbing onto the outsides of those knees. We're going to inhale, lift the chin, gaze up. And as we exhale, rounding the spine, tucking the chin, gazing down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. Last time, inhale, look up. And exhale, tucking that chin, rounding back. Okay, let's go ahead and extend our legs out. One more time, we're gonna do one more version here of this Dandasana. So keeping the feet active, engaged, lifting up the spine. We're not lifting our shoulders up, just keeping all the length there, rolling the shoulders back if we need to, just to remind us where those shoulder blades need to be. We're gonna inhale, reach up, nice and tall. Once again, keeping the length in the legs and in the back. And as we exhale, let's hinge forward, reaching towards those feet. Our goal is here is to keep that nice, straight spine, and we're not rounding back, but we're lengthening. Let's take one more breath. Inhale and exhale, release. Go ahead, cross those ankles. Let's go ahead and do one more spinal stretch here. Let's inhale, look up, and exhale, tuck the chin, round back. Okay, from here, let's do a spinal twist. So, sitting on our mats, we're gonna place our left knee down onto our mat. Our right knee's gonna stack on top of it. Once again, we're pulling up from the bottom body. We're knitting in those ribs, tucking the chin, keeping the length there. We're gonna take our right hand on top of our right knee. Our left hand's gonna reach back behind us. Let's inhale, lengthen up through the spine. And as we exhale, we're slowly turning to the left. The base of our spine is turning first. We're slowly working our way upwards until we reach the top of the spine. And it's the neck that gazes back behind that left shoulder last. Just holding here, inhaling and exhaling. Let's do one more breath. Inhale and exhale. Come back to center. Excellent work, friends. Let's go ahead, rotate the knees. So this time it's our right knee on the earth. Our left knee stacks on top of it, best as we can. Our left hand comes on top of that left knee. Our right arm reaches back behind the body. Let's inhale, reach up and lengthen. And as we exhale, let's hinge at the base of those hips, the base of the spine, and slowly rotate all the way up to the top until we're gazing over that right shoulder. Let's take one more inhale and exhale. Let's come back to center. Excellent work, friends. Let's do a bridge pose and then we will close out. So go ahead, lay back onto your mats, nice and flat. Feet come up close to those sit bones, arms extend outwards. We're gonna inhale, lift up those hips, holding here, just breathing through it. Let's inhale, lift the hips up a little bit higher. And let's exhale, rounding the spine back onto the mat. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, lifting those hips up nice and high. Breathing through it. Let's inhale, lift the hips up a little bit higher than before. And exhale, slowly press that spine back into the mat. Preparing here for our last time. Let's inhale, lift up. Keeping those hips up nice and high. Let's inhale, lift up higher than before. And let's exhale, slowly round and press that spine back into our mat. Inhale, hugging those legs in like a ball. And let's inhale, come up to a seated position. Okay, excellent work, friends. Let's close out here. So, right foot comes on top of left leg comes up on top if you're coming into lotus. Otherwise, you're free to come into half lotus or crisscross, whatever feels comfortable for you today. Taking that right hand, reaching it back behind the body, left hand follows. Opposite way, but either way works. Grabbing onto those elbows. We're gonna inhale, reach up and lengthen. And as we exhale, let's hinge forward, reaching that forehead down towards our mat. Just taking a couple breaths here, inhaling and exhaling. Let's take one more breath. Inhale and exhale. Let's inhale, slowly come up with control, and exhale, release those arms. Bringing the hands out to the front, palms facing up, first finger and thumb interlocking here. Once again, keeping that spine nice and long, chin tucked, eyes closed. We're gonna just focus in on our breath and the stillness of the body. Inhaling And exhaling. Let's take one more full breath. Inhale and exhale, release. Perfect. Great work, friends. We're actually going to do our strength challenge for a little bit longer. We're going to do it for a count of 10. So we're going to prepare, pressing our hands down into our mat. Remember, we're trying to lift up all the way off of our mat. If we can't all the way, we're just lifting up whatever part of our body we can. And if we can't lift up at all, we're just pressing down and building that strength. So let's inhale, come up for a count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, lower down, release the arms and the legs, extend them outwards, rolling back onto our spines and coming into our Shavasana. Just closing our eyes, letting our body sink heavily into the mat, and just taking a moment to let everything go. Go ahead and feel your body start to reawaken, maybe wiggling your fingers and your toes as you come back to the present moment. And when you're ready, go ahead and join me in a seated position on your mat. Friends, it was such a pleasure to practice with you today. I'm so glad that you joined me for this short practice, and I hope that you have a wonderful holiday. Just so that you all know, tomorrow is actually the full moon as well as the new moon as well as Christmas. So we're going to skip practice, and then we'll go ahead and see you at the day after. So thank you so much once again. Namaste, friends.